Is asking myself to do another 10k words today potentially insane? I have absolutely no idea how this has happened. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 29th of April. I have been absolutely terrible about updating this vlog. I'll give you a little rundown of how the rest of the month's gone. I had my normal issue in that week 2 I wrote practically nothing. I think at most I did an hour's worth of work, and then last week I picked it up a little bit more. I got into a little bit of pattern because the weather's quite nice. We have a little patch of grass out the front of our flat building, and you can just reach our Wi-Fi even though we're on the first floor. So I had a couple of nice days of weather, so I went out, did a couple of sprints of writing. But all in all, it is 29th. For my goal, I am at about 24,000 since the 1st of April. Because I started a little bit early, the draft itself is at about 30,000. My NaNoWriMo goal was 60,000. And my current thinking for like the maximum this book could be is about 65,000. So to hit said goal, and well, to hit both goals at this point, I just do 35,000 books 2 days, which I don't think is possible. I do have today and tomorrow off from work because originally I was thinking I'll finish off some bits rather than I'll try and write a bunch because I'm way behind. I thought that I might be a little bit further ahead than I am. The thinking currently is, and I've gone through many different thinkings of what the next 2 days could be in the last few days. Part of me was like, I could do a 24-hour write-a-thon, and I thought, no, that's not gonna go well. Part of me was like, I could do 2 really long writing days. Yeah, just in general, my brain's been trying to really think of ways to kind of cram in as much as possible, which doesn't go well for me, and I know it doesn't. And part of the reason that I've not been writing as much over the last few weeks is work has been a little bit more stressful than it has been for a while. Not necessarily high pressure, just stressful. Everything that's happening I've been feeling stressed about, which is great. And I think I've been trying to push too much other stuff onto me. And actually the points where I've felt the best this month is when I've slowed down, done some meditation, took an evening deliberately away from doing any side hustle-y project-based stuff and just chilled. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go, but I thought I'd film the last 2 days of Nano and hope that I can get somewhere. I was doing some writing last night and I'm literally at the midpoint. I do tend to speed up towards the sort of end of second act and definitely in the third act. So it might not hit 65,000, and again, that's okay if I don't. In the grand scheme of things, I do tend to often fail camp because trying to estimate my word goals are hard because like I said, I speed up. So I can be going through the whole first act and be like, yeah, this is definitely going to be 65 or 70k, and then I zoom through act 3 with like 500 word scenes and really short bits where I'm just like, not sure if I need this, gonna skip it for now. And then I end up with the book being at like 55k. Trying to actually estimate if I've got enough of a goal is a problem, but we're just gonna take it as it comes today. Tomorrow I've got planned in to see a friend, so I think whatever happens by lunchtime tomorrow I'm gonna say I'm done, because I want to be able to then go outside with them and speak to them, and it'll be really good. First things first, I'm gonna do some meditation first, try and get me into like a clear mind space, and then we can hopefully do some writing. It is 8:20. Hopefully I can smash through some words, but I'm not going to push myself horrendously if I can't. Let's do this. It is 10:40, so far I've been writing for about 2 hours and I've done about 3,200-ish words. It's probably a bit more. I don't know if it's because I'm working from home and the study now feels like work, but I'm starting to feel a little bit weird in there. So I'm going to come into the living room. I have made myself fresh coffee. In case I was worried about the volume of coffee in this, it is mostly decaf. I've got like a little bit of caffeine, but mostly it's decaf. Having said that, I am going to do something potentially a little bit bad for me. I might regret this. I'm going to go for an energy drink. So This might end up with me super hyper caffeinated. What I was thinking today is that I've done 2 hours so far and I've got just over 3,000 words, which means that theoretically, if I wanted to get to what would have been today's goal to finish things off, I only need to do another 8 hours of that, which is doable today if my brain can hold out. So that's why I'm thinking about caffeinating myself a little more to see if I can push a little more this part in the morning when my brain is still kind of with me. I've got nothing necessarily that I have to do this evening, so I could write late, because obviously I don't necessarily want to do half of the 30,000 that is left. Well, 27,000 now today, because tomorrow I've got more on. So the more I can get done today, the more likely I am to potentially hit this goal. But I am aware that this goal is now ludicrous. What I am going to do as well is give myself a little bit of structure. So I'm going to go and try and find like an old writing live stream or like a study with me video that goes through actual sprints. So far I've done a 30-minute sprint and a 40-minute sprint. So most of the live streams that do kind of like a Pomodoro are going to be kind of 20 to 25-minute sprints, which I'm wondering if that's going to be better or worse. I might have to just give it a go, see how I feel. But I think I need a little bit of structure. I need to feel like I'm doing this with people, even if I'm not. I might see if there's any streams on today, but because I'm in the UK, most people who stream and do live streams and things tend to do it in our sort of afternoon, evening time. We'll do a bit of searching, see if I can find anyone I can write with actually live. But if not, I will find an old writing sprint stream and we will see if that helps to have a bit of structure to it. And then what I might try and do in between my sprints is like get up and move, because I've been pretty much sat down for the last 2 hours. Okay, I am at a weird angle because I can't be asked to move my tripod around. It is coming up to 1 o'clock. I did find a video. I found an old Camp Nano Rhymo from last year's stream that Laura Wrights and Kevin did, which is a 5-hour Pomodoro stream. I don't know whether all of it is Pomodoro, but at least the beginning part has been 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, which has been kind of incredible. So far, during these writing sprints, I've done 4 20-minute sprints with them, and I have done 4,292 words. So overall, for the day, I've done 8,000 words. If you go back and watch any of my old videos, when Milwordy started in like September, October, I was able to do that on a weekend day fairly easily. But since then, I don't think I even did it in November. Did I do it in November? I might have done some longer weekend days in November, but since then I've barely been able to do like more than a couple of hours at the weekend before losing my mind. This feels pretty good, and the even better part is that I'm not tapped yet. Mentally, I'm still okay. I don't know if it's this particular story and that the fact that there's just lots of different things happening. I've got like the main crew are kind of having their moment. They've got a bunch of people that are kind of potentially going to join them. They're trying to make sort of friends with. So that's quite fun, about having a bit of antagonism between, like, is that a word? We're going to say it's a word. Between some of the new people and some of the old people, and like watching some of the rivalry between them, because the new people have all come in with an old crew member. He's actually brought them with him. So obviously The other crew kind of feel like they know this crew member better. The new group think they know him better. There's a lot of kind of potential there to really kind of play around with everyone's emotions. So that's been really fun. On the other side, I've got one of the old crew members is off with a bunch of other people, basically doing a heist, but not quite. Like, it's a really shitty heist. And then for all of the books in my series, I have essentially like a flashback series running alongside it. So each of the crew, I basically go back in a point in their life and kind of show them a bit more. Without giving too much away, before this book we've had a bit of a time skip. So one of the characters' kind of flashback is what's happening in the middle of this time skip. And I wasn't expecting it to be quite as interesting as it actually is. A lot of these flashbacks I've basically stopped halfway through the book and gone, this is boring, because I think I've picked a really exciting time to do these flashbacks in, and then I start writing it and I'm like, I don't have any ideas for this. All in all, it's going pretty well. I'm not completely tapped out. Thinking about potentially stopping for some lunch. Between 8:30 and 1, which is what it is now, 8,000 words. I don't think I could do that with any consistency, but that feels pretty good. Not gonna lie. 8,000 words so far. Theoretically, for the goal, which is not gonna happen, but theoretically for the goal, I have 21,500 more to write. Now. I'm not saying it's possible, but if I could keep this energy this afternoon and do another 8,000, then I'd only have like 13,000 to do tomorrow. And it all depends on whether this burns me out, and it could well do. So if I took an hour now, have some lunch and chill a bit, if I started at 2, that would take me to maybe 6:30 if I was to continue doing, if I could do another 4.5, then I could theoretically take another maybe slightly longer break and see if I could do any writing this evening. The reason I think that this probably isn't necessarily going to happen the way I'm currently thinking it might do is that 2 of those sprints were absolutely insane in terms of word count per minute. So they were all 20-minute sprints. The last 2 were 48 words per minute and 49 words per minute. But the first 2 I did with this writing sprint, I hit 58 words per minute on both. I hit literally the exact number of words both times. And that's why I think that maybe it's unrealistic to expect myself to be able to continue doing the kind of pace I'm at. Because so far, over the whole day, my average words per minute is like 51.5. Most of my books in general, because I track every time I write in this spreadsheet, so I know exactly what my averages are. Most of the books so far for Milwordy, the average has been somewhere between 42 and 45 words per minute over the whole span of the book. So to hit 51 for that many sprints, because so far I've done 7 sprints. The first 2 was like a 30-minute and a 40-minute. Did a very quick 9-minute when I was trying to find some writing sprints to do, and then the last 4 20-minute ones. It's feeling like a very unusual day. I don't know whether I should just keep pushing into this energy and just see what I can do. I think I could definitely hit a 10k. I think the most I did in my kind of September, October weekends, I think the most I did was like 18,000. Is asking myself to do another 10k words today potentially insane? There's a very good chance I won't hit the nano goal tomorrow, but I do have, so I've got today and tomorrow off, then it's my normal Saturday and Sunday off because I work Monday to Friday, but Monday is a bank holiday here in the UK. So I technically, this is the first day of a 5-day weekend. So even if I don't manage to hit the nano goal, I think I am potentially in a position where I could finish this book over this long weekend. Yeah, so far it's a bit insane today. And I am a little worried that what might just happen is I might go and do lunch, sit down and crash. And then it stops becoming a thing. And I don't really want to do that. A couple of months ago, I was absolutely struggling to get more than like 1,000 words in on a weekend day or a day I wasn't working. So I'm gonna take this as a win, whatever happens. I think it's finishable on this long weekend. I was really worried a couple of days ago, or maybe about a week ago, that I would have to take the whole of May to finish the rest of the book. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get even to halfway through the book this month the way I'm going. Because I've had a couple of weeks where it's been really difficult to do anything creative. I've finished work at the end of the day and I'm just knackered. I'm knackered in the middle of the day sometimes. This might be my brain clearing itself out of stuff. But I was really thinking that I'd end up having to move the rest of this book into May, and then I wouldn't get to start rereading the series until June, and I'd be really behind. And then I'd have to fit reading all 8 books, re-outlining them, and world building everything into like 3 months, which I didn't really want to do, surprisingly enough. If I could finish this over the long weekend, I'm gonna have to get the books ordered in because I'm gonna print them, which means I'm gonna have a few days at least where I'm not gonna be able to do anything on it. I'm getting kind of carried away with this, but I like it. This is the most connected to these characters I've felt in a long time. The last few months have been a bit more of a slog to get to this point. Like I had to split the last book into 2 months. And while I think that might be my natural pattern after Milwordy, because writing a draft of a novel in a month for more than, you know, for basically consistently since September, which other than December is what I've been trying to do. A bit mad. It's a bit mad, not gonna lie. I also am not 100% sure where the word count will actually end, because I definitely feel like I'm speeding up these chapters now. Yeah, the last 3 chapters so far are 600 words, because each of them have 2 scenes in this portion, and on some of them I've gone, that scene doesn't work. My outlining has not helped me here. That particular scene doesn't really make sense, or it's going to be super fucking boring. So, nah. So that'll be fun when I print these all off. I haven't really thought about the fact that a lot of these notes only make sense in the Dabble app, because I can see what the scene card is supposed to say. So there's going to be a lot of cross-referencing to be done, but oh well. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. It's been 20 minutes of procrastinating. Right, forgive me the shaky camera using my hand. You can also see where my mask has been when I'm out shopping. So went out, got myself some food, probably too much food. I've done another sprint with the writing sprint that I'm doing, and I have just reached 10,000 words for today. I'm over 40,000 in the draft. We are about 5 chapters away from breaking into Act 3. This just, considering where I was this morning and how little faith I had in being able to do any writing today, this is still incredible. My mind is not yet burnt out. Why is it some days I can write like literally 500 words and my brain is just dead? And then there are days like today where I just go for it. I don't think this book is going to get to 60,000. So I think that even if I push myself for the next 2 days, I might fail NaNoWriMo on a technicality because my goal was more words than the book is going to be. I really should set the tripod up. This is not the most flattering of angles, but I'm also lazy now. I am going to keep going. It's 10 to 4. So I took about an hour's break before I even went to the shops, if I'm honest. I think there's probably a few more sprints in this one, in this writing sprint, and then I'm kind of tempted just to put it back on again. Just go right back to the beginning and see if I can manage it to continue. Because my thinking is, if I can continue now until about 6-ish, half 6, then I can get some dinner done, and me and my partner can have some dinner and chill for a bit, and then I could write again after. Every time I hit a milestone like this, I want to move more. So now that I've hit 10k, my brain's thinking 15. We could do 15, which would technically be half of what I would need for the nano goal if I can manage to stretch this book out, which I don't think I can. But I'm getting through it. And I'm having some like emotional moments, which I wasn't expecting to have. I'm gonna head back to it, try and get some more writing in, and I'll check back in with you guys a bit later. I've been less lazy this update and put you back on the tripod. The hair's come down, but the blanket is on. So it is 5:20. As of now, for today, I have written 12,259 words. Starting to feel a little tired. Considering the last couple of updates I've done where I was like, nope, I'm still good, my brain's still good. The last few sprints I couldn't meet the whole time, and I've been kind of zoning out in the breaks. So I think I'm at a point where I need an actual rest. So I'll take a little bit of a break, hopefully make some dinner, and then just see how I feel. I'm not going to be very, very sure that I have to come back and do more. I'd like to do dinner and then sort of 7:30ish tonight, kind of really chill, put on other candles. In terms of the book, we're at 42,748 to be precise about it. I've got 10 more chapters to write. So usually what happens is I write my outline, then completely forget what I have outlined. And then when I'm writing, literally I'm just looking at the next scene and going, oh, that's cool, I'll write with it. I seem to have remembered more of my outline this time, and I have skipped forward in some cases. So for my flashback, I must have really vaguely worded my outline piece for that chapter, which I do sometimes. And I basically skipped ahead, and it meant that another chapter later on was basically defunct. So there have been some points where I've just kind of gone, nope, cut, this doesn't make sense now. But these are still zero drafts. So as long as I get through the story the first time, see if the ending is satisfying for this book, and then I'll be able to read through books 1 to 8, get a real idea of whether or not it is actually 8 books, or if I'm taking the piss, might be taking the piss, or whether I just want to add some stuff, because I feel like some of the books have not moved as fast as they should do. There's not as many like side plots and things happening. So I feel like I could add to them, or I could condense them so it feels like more's happening per book. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to sit on that until I read through them all. But I just have to like write through the zero draft, see if my really shitty, really vague outline was actually correct or not. I also appear to be swearing more in this vlog today than I normally do. It's new. Might be all of the caffeine running through my body, because I had my energy drink, I've had some caffeine in my coffee, and when I was at the shops I bought this, so that might get me through stuff this evening, which has also got caffeine in it, so it's gonna go well. Who needs to sleep, right? It definitely isn't gonna be 60k. So I am definitely not going to hit the nano goal, which means technically will have failed. But as I said, like I think 70 times in my NaNoWriMo video, I don't like the fact that we call it failing nano. I have still written 42,000 words this month when I was convinced by week 2 that I was going to write 20,000 at max, and that I was going to have to take next month. I'm taking that as a win. Today I have written 12,000 words somehow, taking that as a win. So I'm not massively bothered about not hitting the nano goal. It also means that even if I don't do any more writing today, the 10 chapters I have left, considering the fact that there may be points where I go to it and go, oh shit, I've gone ahead of myself, up until we break into the 3. Once we're in Act 3, the stuff is different enough because they basically go to an event. So I know that I won't be able to have skipped forward beyond that point. But up until that point, next like at least the next 3 chapters have the potential to be very, very, very short, and for me to have whole scenes that no longer make any sense. So we're gonna try our best. But it does mean that the rest of this is doable before Monday. I've got time to finish it, get all of the books into a Word document of some form, work out how much it's going to cost me to get them all printed out. I can do it on the computer. I did it in December, but it's nowhere near as good as having it physically, because there's also a part of me that if I ever get to the point where all of this series is published, whether that's traditionally or self-published, having a stack somewhere of all of the drafts of all of the books with kind of my handwritten notes in them, and like just binded and on like spiral bound things that I've printed off the internet. There's something about that feels like it would be awesome. Just at some point in my life have a whole shelf in my house, maybe below the shelf of my actual books, which would be ideal, of just these kind of bound and notated kind of drafts of everything. I really want to get them printed. I'm gonna sign off for now. I'm going to take some time to have an actual break, get some dinner done with my partner, have a bit more chill, and then maybe catch up with you guys about 7:30, 8. I'm a bit of a lightweight these days. I tend to want to be in bed by like 9, so we'll see what happens. There's still a lot of caffeine in me. I also have no idea how long this vlog's going to be. I feel like every time I've updated, I've sat here for 20 minutes and it's been solid talk. Like usually when I film clips, there's a lot of silence in between. I've got a bit of verbal diarrhea. I can't stop. going to stop though. I'm gonna have to stop, Nikki. We're gonna start getting some weird lighting because the sun's going down, so we're now relying on the indoor lighting, which is gonna be trash. I have charged my phone. I have charged myself with some fajitas. I think I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna find myself like a Pomodoro stream again. Quite like the way the Pomodoros have been working for me today. So I kind of want to carry on with that as kind of a flow. Might end up taking it a little bit slower. It's not the end of the world if I don't finish a Pomodoro. So let's give this another go, I guess. Let's go beyond the 12k. For reference, this is my I'm going into Act 3 donut. I've done 14,000 words today, so I'm gonna have a donut. Got 7 more chapters left. I am really speeding up though, and I'm skipping some stuff because some stuff is just not relevant anymore. Let's see how much more we can do after the donut. See if the donut can fuel me. You are technically on the tripod this time, but I'm holding it. Don't ask me why. The brain is officially switched off. I am most definitely flagging. I can't remember if I said in the last clip, but I've put back on the 5-hour writing stream from Laura Wrights and Kevin, thinking, I don't know, that I could go back through it. I don't know what I was thinking. Basically, the last 2 sprints have been a bit, the penultimate sprint that I did, I was still kind of there, and I got a fairly decent words per minute, but I think most of that was because I was making notes about where I was in the book. And again, because I'm writing this as fast as I am now, there was a point I got to in the outline that I'd completely forgotten about, where a character was really important to that particular scene, but it didn't feel like I'd done anything to make them important up to that point. Like they'd been kind of on the sidelines. They're going to be integral to the final plan, and there's no real trust between them and the other characters, so that needs to be fixed. So I basically made a little rant to myself. And then this last sprint, the 20-minute one, and I got 10 minutes in, my brain switched off. I've hit my wall. It's 9:10, so other than my sort of lunchtime break and my dinner, I have been writing since 8:30. So I can understand my brain going, no, we're tapping out now. In terms of word count, I have done, as of today, 15,538 words, which is insane. Was definitely not what I was expecting to do today. I really did think I'd do a bit in this morning, and maybe if I was lucky I'd get a 5k day in, and somehow I've done 15. I'm not going to question it. I'm just not going to question it. I have a total of 6 chapters left, and that's not 6 full chapters, that's really 5 and a bit, because I've started one of them. So this is going to be shorter than I thought. We're currently at 46,027 words. So this is not going to be a 65k novel. Fingers crossed I've not completely burnt myself out, because if there's any resemblance of a hope that I can write tomorrow, I could finish the draft tomorrow, which would be ideal, because then I can spend some time Saturday, Sunday, getting all of the files ready, formatting them, and sending them off to be printed. I'm in 2 minds about how this finale is going, and I can't work out if I'm hitting the wall just because I don't want to write this while I'm tired, or if I'm just not sure if it's working. I've got them in quite a high stakes place, but I don't feel like I'm writing with those kind of stakes. I don't know. I think maybe I need to have the characters having more of an emotional reaction to what's happening, and I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that. So for now, it is a later problem. My hair is all over the shop, isn't it? Ugh. At least my makeup is somewhat stayed. I mean, on the camera, you can't see it in real life. It's not working too well, but I think that's me done. I might come in tomorrow and see if I write. I might try and update you. If I don't, you might see a future Nikki give you some kind of outro, because current Nikki is not up for it. I'm just not. I want to have another donut and put something on the TV that doesn't require me thinking. That's all I want to do right now. It's been a good day. Got a lot farther than I thought it was going to. Really did. Editing, Nikki. Can you try and find the writing sprints we were using and put that in the description because they've been super helpful. It goes on for 5 hours. There's plenty of good sprinting in it and some pretty good chat in between. So been incredibly helpful to get me through today. I don't know how to finish this clip, so I'm just sort of staring at the camera now. There is a very good chance that I will just end up sleeping in tomorrow and not writing, but hopefully not. Hopefully I can push past that. I am going now. I need to go. Goodbye. Good morning. It is the 30th of April. It's about 9:10. I had a little bit of a lie-in this morning, which I think I needed. But we are back in what will be referred to now as the writing corner, because it went really well yesterday and I'm hoping to get a little bit of that success again. As of yesterday, we've got 5 and a bit chapters. I'm unlikely to hit the word goal of April Camp. As I said yesterday, I've done so well over this month, far more than I thought I was going to do, considering where my head's been the last few weeks. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Can't be bothered to do any makeup, so we're going to deal with pink face all day. I want to be done by sort of midday because I'm meeting up with a friend this afternoon, but I can do some this evening, so I have 4 days to finish it off, and then I would have drafted through 8 of the 9 books. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to do this morning. I don't know if I want to find a different live stream or whether I just want to put the 5-hour on again that was working really well yesterday. This is so badly framed. I'm so bad still at this. And my hair is all over the shop. I've got a nice dress on, but you won't be able to see it above the shoulders, so I don't know why. Not going to push myself too much today. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, because quite often when I have big writing days like yesterday, I end up with a bit of a writing hangover and I can't make myself do too much more, so not going to be overly strict with myself. Might put on the candle again and just sort of get comfy and chill a bit and see if I can get some writing done. So I will check back in with you guys a little bit later. The blanket is out again. It is 20 to 11. I've done 3 sprints this morning so far. I've done 2 20-minute ones, and then there was supposed to be a third 20-minute one, but I kind of finished after 10 minutes. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit more of a break, just because I know with the amount I did yesterday that there's a possibility that today is not going to be as anywhere near as productive. The book isn't necessarily going to end. It's going to take me a little bit more time. I am at 48,356 words for the book, which is 2,329 words for today so far. For my flashbacks inside the book, the last scene, I was reading the outline bit for it and I've been quite detailed, but then I've just written myself a note going, that just feels really unsatisfying for like an end of this. But that is the end of the flashbacks. The other crew member that was on their own is now merged in with the main storyline. So I have 4 more chapters. They are the main storyline finale part. And the last few chapters have been anywhere from 500 words to about 1,500. So, which means I don't think I'm even going to hit 55k for this draft. But I'm going to hopefully keep going. But I need a little bit of a longer break. I'm having a little bit more of a struggle this morning, which was entirely what I expected after the amount of words I got through yesterday. Today was always going to be slightly more difficult if I was going to try and do it back to back. Because usually if I have a big writing day like that, I wouldn't write the next day at all. So to get to 2,000 words is still incredible compared to where I normally am after a big writing day. Yeah, that's where I am. 4 more chapters and the book will be done. Not entirely sure if that will happen today. I had this yesterday as well. I did the first couple of sprints and then I needed a little bit longer and then I got into it. But I can't be writing as late today because I really want to be done writing about 12 or 1 so I can have some lunch and then go meet my friend. I feel like at max I have about 6,000 more to do and I am slowing down a little bit compared to yesterday. If I had 6,000 left and if I assumed 40 words per minute, which is my I very rarely dip below that. And if I do, it's for 1 sprint because I go around searching for some information or something like that happens. It's about 150 minutes to finish off. So if I took like a 15-20 minute break we'd start again about 11ish. I'm tempted, rather than having sprints up, but just put a stopwatch on, because towards the end of the last book I basically was able just to write for a solid hour and a bit. I wonder if I can kind of get into the flow a little bit more if I just let the time happen, or whether my brain is going to start giving up. And I'm about to pick it up again either tonight or tomorrow. I just kind of want to be over with it. I think yesterday I was really motivated by it all, and today I'm just like, I just want it to be done. I just want it to be done. I want to be done with the drafting portion of Milwordy, and I want to be able to start rereading things through. That's where I'm going to really enjoy myself, I think. So I'll speak to you guys a little bit later. It is 12 o'clock on the 30th. I did another 37 minutes, and for the day we are now at 4,148, which means that with yesterday, I think we were at about 19,600 done over these 2 days, which is blowing my mind right now. I have absolutely no idea how this has happened. Considering a few weeks ago I couldn't even get up the effort to write at all. Second week I did an hour. I've got 2 and a bit chapters left to write. We're at 50,175 for the draft. We're almost at the wind down section. We're really close to the fight kind of being finished. What I'm thinking is that I want to stop, just in general, have some lunch, message my friend and see if they want to come round earlier than we'd originally planned. Hope that the weather holds out, go and spend some time with them, and then this evening we're going to get in some food and hopefully watch the dev live stream for Warframe, because me and my partner both play that. So we're going to kind of chill, and then maybe, hear me out, maybe if I can come back this evening and write at least 500 words, I'll have hit 20k. That feels like something I could aim for at this point. Don't know if I'll be able to finish the book today, but if I don't, I could do a little bit Saturday morning, a little bit Sunday morning and be done. So for now, I'm going to sign off. I'll talk to you guys again this evening. It is 10:30 on the 30th of April and I have just done another 30-minute sprint and finished the book. I have finished the book. I have drafted through from book 1 to book 8. It is shorter than I would have liked over the whole, because some of them were a lot shorter than they should be. The drafting portion of Milwordy is over. It's done. No more. Feels strange, not gonna lie. The book came out at 51,835 words. So I have technically failed Camp Nano because I did ask myself to do 60,000 words. There were quite a few occasions where I didn't finish the whole scene. As I've said in previous vlogs, I don't trust myself with fighting scenes at the moment. I don't know if it's because I'm drafting really fast or just that I'm not very good at them. So quite often I'm skipping those and kind of giving a brief outline of how I think it should go. But I think for a 0 draft, that isn't the end of the world. There's quite a few bits where I've just kind of gone, there's something in this outlining that doesn't work. This particular scene, I'm just not going to write at all because I don't think it makes any sense to have it there. Not even to have it where it is, just in general, I don't think it's worth having in this outline. I probably could have pushed another 9,000 just in terms of the book, not today, but at some point I probably could have done. So today's word count is 5,808 words, which means that over the last 2 days I have done 21,342 words. The fact that yesterday I hit over 15,000 words and today I came back and did a 5k day. I have no idea where I pulled it out from, and it could be that when I come back to read this particular part of the series, I hate everything about it. But a first draft has been spewed onto the page. Whether it is quality, we will deal with at a later date. It probably isn't. There is a lot that probably needs to change in the whole thing. Bear with me if any of my words aren't working. It's very late in the day. I've put a lot of words down on page the last 2 days. So yeah, in summary, book is done. This weekend has been crazy. Not even weekend, it's Friday night because I had a couple of days off. It feels like Sunday. I still have 3 more days. This is strange. Okay. It's been a crazy couple of days. I've done over 21,000 in 2 days. I am going to hopefully sleep very well tonight. But hopefully editing Nikki can pull this together somehow, because I feel like other than writing, the only other thing I've done over the last 2 days is ramble at this camera and hope for the best. Thank you if you've got this far in the video. I thoroughly appreciate it. This has been a strange couple of days. Let me know how your Camp NaNoWriMo went. Did you win your goal? Did you, like me, underestimate where you were going to be by the end of the month? Which I do seem to be doing quite frequently. If anyone is still attempting the Milwordy, let me know where you are with that. Actually, that's a good point. Where am I with Milwordy? Now that I have 50k under my belt for this month, which I wasn't expecting to get all the way through on. It feels really strange to think that I was at my midpoint Wednesday night and now it's Friday and it's done. So in terms of Milwordy, I am at 463,693 words. Do let me know how any of your Milwordy or your Camp NaNoWriMo has gone in the comments below. I would love to hear how it's gone for everyone else. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I should stop the camera, but I'm just kind of sitting here going, how in the hell did that happen? Answers on a postcard. Can someone explain to me how I managed that? Thank you. Lovely.